Welcome to Tammy Nation. Let's go.
I've been running from 9 to 5, been biting my tongue for all this time. Won't let anyone cut me short. I was thinking this was the way to go, and you put up your puppet show. I say cheers to life. No, I'll be no good man's wife. Just leave me alone. I'm running the show. I'm telling you, it's my time to rise up. Live the life I'm proud of. No, you better go.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome back to Tammy Nation. And I am on just to talk a little bit about Mr. T and him being at the UFC last night, and just getting an update on the temperament and feel out there of as we head to November of 2024. I know a lot of people have been fatigued, kind of given up, kind of thinking, nothing's going to happen, and pulled away from paying attention so much to everything that's going on. And I guess that's a good thing. I've done the same thing, but you don't have to be behind your computer or in your phone 24/7 to pay attention to what's going on. As we turn that, I think, last lap that on that racetrack, the corner, and head to November of 2024, that we should be more diligent, actually, so we can make educated decisions when it comes to our vote, and pay attention at who's flip-flopping around, why they may be flip-flopping around. And I think there's more to it with people doing that than just being money being bought, sold, and paid for. Of course, that's one of the things. But the reality is it goes a little deeper, because Trump has never changed his policies in the 8 years that we've known him. Hey, Cindy D, good to see you. He's not changed anything. So the people that didn't support him and now are, is it because they're nearing the end here where we're going to vote in November? Or is it they've changed as well? Because the only thing that hasn't changed out there in this whole political and crazy world environment is Trump and what he stands for, which is always God, country, and the U.S. citizen. So let's go ahead and get into this. If you didn't know, within 24 hours of the guilty verdict from Mr. T, he raised $52.8 million for his campaign. So what does that tell you right there? Whether you like him or not, what does that tell you? That is not just him putting money in. That is the American people putting money in to support him. And I believe it backfired. Everything that they tried to do to him and supposedly convicted him of, we know how it wasn't fair. And I don't need to go into the dirty details of it. But he's been accused of 34 counts of things, and we don't really even know what they are. When you tried to follow that trial, it was just crazy, and it's exhausting. But like I said, within 24 hours for $52 million to be raised is incredible. Oh my gosh, he's now at 70 already, Cindy. So 70 million, okay, but 52 in 24 hours. Now he's at 70 million. So that says a lot to me. It says that a lot of people over the last 8 years are maybe coming to their senses, coming out of the chaos of what was with the sickness and everything else. We're starting to see data that's out on that. People are like, okay, here we go. Come November, do we want change or do we don't? Some people are going to stay stubborn and stuck in the mud saying, you know what, I don't want to be wrong. People don't like to be wrong. So I'm going to still stay with, I don't like him. But they won't have any good reason for not liking him. So when it comes to the UFC fight last night, so Mr. T showed up at the UFC fight last night with Dana White walking side by side to him, and he received a standing ovation. Here he is, supposedly a convicted felon, and he got a standing ovation. A little while after that, well, after the fight, Mr. T joined TikTok. So if you aren't on TikTok, now might be a good time to get on TikTok. But Mr. T, within 24 hours of that, it's not full 24 hours yet, he's got 2.4 million followers. And I'll tell you what, when I saw that last night, I couldn't follow it fast enough. He's amassed over 2.4 million followers, and it keeps growing. Also, after the UFC fight, Sean Strickland won that fight. And he went directly down to Trump for a handshake, a fist pump, and a selfie. Then he got on the microphone and said, "It's a damn travesty what they're doing to you. I support you. Let's get it done." So who else in this world that is a leader, a politician, anything, has the adoration of people after everything he's been through and accused of? It tells me that people don't believe it, and it's a bunch of horse pucky. So I'm hoping that means that people are waking up and people are realizing Orange Man is not bad. Orange Man is the only one that seems to be fighting for this country and the citizens for the last 8 years when he was in office and not being in office now. He goes around, he still does speeches, he still tries to enlighten us and give us information about what is going on through the current administration's policies. And it doesn't take a brain surgeon to see what's happened to this country and to the people in this country. All the different criminal acts that have happened to American citizens from illegals. And it's not on the forefront. Nothing's being done about it with the current administration. It's way past leaving the borders open. It's way past any of that. It's what's happening to the American citizens. We can go to the job market. So many people are not able to get jobs anymore because why? The illegals are getting a lot of them. Also, the robots, AI people, computers are taking over. They don't even have a couple stores around here by me don't even have people in them anymore. It's all cameras and it's all automated. So there's no personalization and personal contact in these stores at all. And Mr. T's like, wake up. Look what's going on. Look what's happening to this great country. And I don't know how anybody anymore after all this time can still have that much hate against somebody saying what he says. I don't get it. This far into this game of what's going on in this country and what we've seen, the changes that have happened in our own lives and businesses, to the farmers, to the truckers, and the list goes on and on. You guys are well aware. But my main goal here is to say, hey, how's your temperament? How are you feeling? Have anybody in your circle changed their minds about who they're going to go for in November of 2024? Have they seen things differently back when all this first started and all the hate against Trump came out? Has anything changed? And I'm hoping that it has. There's no other president or sitting office holder, congressman, anybody that garners as much attention, as much excitement, as much of the America spirit as Trump has and still does. Every event he has seems like it's getting larger and larger. 100,000 showing up at rallies, even when they can't get in. What does that tell you? It tells you, I think, that American citizens are way past tired and fed up with what is happening to each and every one of us, because all of us have children or grandchildren or younger family members, nieces, nephews, whatever it may be. And we see the dire states that this country is in. And, we think, what about them? What's going to happen for them? What kind of careers? What kind of jobs are they going to be able to have? And not only that, you look at Mr. Trump and he's so approachable. He's so relatable for being a billionaire and being able to deal and having dealt with world leaders, celebrities, TV show, all the things that he's been through in his life. And he's still relatable to the American citizen, the average person, you and me, he's still relatable. He's the one that goes, when he goes to these events, he goes and he buys pizza and food for the first responders, the policemen. He thanks each and every one of them for their protection and the job that they do. We don't see that with the sitting president now at all. So it's just his demeanor over these 8 years, after all he's endured, all of it, he's still fighting for this country and you and me. And I don't know how you can be against that. I don't know how MAGA became a bad thing. Who in their right mind thinks Make America Great Again is a bad idea? You live in this country, don't you? So why wouldn't you want America to be great? Why wouldn't you want America to be the best that it can be? When Mr. Biden goes around, he buys himself an ice cream, and I don't see him buying ice cream for everybody. I don't see him being greeted by the crowds that Trump is. And it's way past that whole thing of people saying, well, it's a cult-like atmosphere. No, it's an America first. This is our country, dang it. And we want to have a great country for our children and our grandchildren. And we want to live the rest of our lives in this great country, having our own businesses, appreciating the farmers, getting better, healthier food. We don't want all plant food and insect-filled food. If we want the choice. We want the choice to choose, not it being forced upon us. And I don't know how that's a bad thing. And hi, Clint, it's good to see you. Good to meet you. Most politicians in the country or around the world aren't even recognized much. They have like a lukewarm temperament. People are not motivated by them. People are not engaged. Trump gets people engaged into their local areas. He motivates people. And how is that a bad thing? There are a lot of people that go around and blame, call people names, are worried about things that do not change the environment of this country for you and I. They don't change and try to make things better about prices going down at the supermarket. They don't try to change and bring jobs back to this country. They're selling us out left and right, hand over fist, trying to just line their own pockets, like some of them that have been established always have been. And I get it out there. People get fatigued. People say, you know what? At one time or another, even if somebody starts off wanting to be good, they can be bought, sold, and paid for, and they switch up. And it seems hopeless. I've been having conversations with friends on different sides of the mat, let's just say, just to try to feel the temperament and see if there's any enthusiasm or hope going into 2024 here. And like I said, it's a wide variety of feelings and emotions. But I just want to understand why people are still anti somebody who is so pro-America. It just, at this time in and after what we've learned and been through, I don't understand why you would still have so blinded by so much hate for an individual that did nothing but good things for this country. And I'm not talking about, personal stuff. Everybody has skeletons in their closet. I'm talking about as an active sitting president, what he's achieved since he's been out, the 4 years he's out, what he's been going through and what he's still achieving, how he keeps the temperament of America, the hope alive, and the fight still in there to fight for what is right. You've got a lot of people, even on the Republican Party side, that are all worried about Ukraine, Israel, Gaza, Taiwan. They're all sidetracked and concerned and worried about everyone and everything but the United States of America, the country that they are working and living in. And that makes no sense to me. So when I get fatigued and I say, you know what, no matter what, what's going to be is going to be, I can't make a difference, I think that's a lie from the enemy. It gets exhausting. And so we tire. So that's why I say it's okay to go ahead and step aside for a while, but make sure you come back, especially now. This is the last leg of the race. We'll see for ourselves what happens in November. We'll see. But also, if you watch, remember the promises that we were made, and this is why we get stressed out by Jordan and Johnson, and supposedly they were going to hold people accountable and there were going to be subpoenas and all this was going to happen, and still none of it's happened. Steve Bannon's been calling Johnson out and calling Jordan out and saying, where's the subpoenas? Where are the people you said you were going to hold accountable? There's no accountability at all. It's like they just fell off the map and they said what they said, and now they're not doing anything about it. Trump showed us you can make change quick if you are in it for the right reasons and you're not bought, sold, and paid for, and you don't go back on what you say. He made changes against all odds, huge changes in this country. So I get that the American people are tired of being lied to, told one thing, then the representative does another. I get that there are some loud ones out there like Marjorie Taylor Greene, like Matt Gaetz, that are fighting the good fight, but then they have skeletons in their closet that people like to bring up and focus on that. So it's like danged if you do, danged if you don't. My thing is, you have to stand for something and make a choice. You may not like what they've done in their personal lives, but we have nothing to go by other than what they tell us, and then if their actions follow through. When you start getting in the muddy waters, you will be defeated, and that's what the enemy wants. You will give up. You will say, I can't make a difference, and then the enemy wins. And the other side's going to win. Anti-America is going to win. This country will be lost. And I think once it's lost, there's no getting it back. So many of us have been brainwashed and full of hate and full of confusion and misdirected and misunderstanding and partial truths that we just got so tired that here it is towards the end and we're giving up, or we're stepping away, or we just don't think that there is going to be anything good that happens. But we have to keep the hope and the faith. That's what it's all about. That's what America is. We're fighters. So as we get near this end here, having good conversations and staying tuned in, I think, is vital. You look at Trump's due diligence over the last 8 years for this country, even though he's been through what he's been through, and he's still fighting. And guess what? He shows us he's buried deep in it 24/7, yet the man still knows how to smile. He still now knows how to go to the events like the UFC events. He still has optimism. He still has hope for this country. If he's not giving up, why should we give up? Why should we just think we can't do anything? And like I said, a lot of people are fatigued and have to step away. I've done that, but I'm not giving up. There's no way. And as we get closer and the more I pray about it and think about it, I'm like, you know what? No matter what happens, I'm going to do my best to make educated decisions and share information and do what I can do, because none of us can really know. None of us know. Even if Trump, I've heard that Trump's really a bad guy and he's sliding in there and he's bought and sold and paid for, and you hear about this paid opposition and all this stuff out there. Even if he is, we don't know until he gets in, then we'll know. But the thing is, he's the only one and a very few out there that are standing up for this country. So why wouldn't you vote for those people? Why would you just say, oh, the heck with it, and throw your hands up, or think that the enemy's going to win? Because, you know, it's just a defeatist attitude, and I don't understand that, because this country, the soldiers and the people that have gave their lives and the families and the things they've been through for the people that have fought for our freedoms, and all we have to do is stay tuned in and vote. That's not much really to ask compared to what they gave. And it's a slap in their face if we don't try to do our due diligence all the way up to the end. You know, I just feel that so passionately. We all feel confused. We all feel the pain. We all think that, you know, oh, there's this going on or this going on. This person knows. But look at, there's been timelines and things that were supposed to happen that never happened. There are people saying, well, you know, this will happen soon, or this is going to happen soon. We're 4 years in and we're almost near the November, and none of that's happened. The market hasn't crashed. Gold and silver aren't the only kind of money out there. All the banks didn't fall apart. We've heard that for a long time. So we have to make sure that we pull back, relax, and try to invite more people in to face and see what's really going on than just what we believe. Because none of us have the whole truth. None of us do, and none of us will. Thanks, Chris Gilbert. I've had the hat for a while. Anyhow, I think that we can learn a lot from the behavior and the optimism of some of these people that are out there fighting the good fight. Yeah, we don't know who's good or bad for sure. We don't know if white hat, black hat, gray hat, all that stuff, but all that kind of is noise and I think distractions, and to get us fatigued and think that there's no changes that are going to be made. But we still have to pick a person come November that's going to lead this country. And I think that if we pay attention to the policies of the people, then we're going to be able to make a good decision and wipe away all our precursors of who we thought was good and bad, what we think is good and bad, what we think is going to happen. Because in reality, there's not a lot that's happened. The Jasara stuff people talk about, I mean, that's been going on and on. I mean, there's been people that have made tons and tons of money off of the hope of that happening and convincing people. And whether it does or not, you have the freedom of choice to be able to join that or not, or participate in that or not. But you can't, I think as a community and as American citizens, we can't hold it against people if they don't buy into it anymore, or if they say, you know what, I just want to pay attention to what is happening now. I don't want to have hopium for what's supposed to happen and buy into the excuses of some of these people and what they told me. You know, some stuff has been pushed to 2025 already. So I think, how many years are we going to wait on that? We need to really just stop getting distracted. Make sure that when we go to the polls in November, that we make the educated decisions, and we need to pay attention to how different this country has become, how different it will continue to go in the direction if Trump isn't in. And if you're happy with the country and the way it is and the direction it's going in, that's your choice too. But it would be a shame not to vote for him just because you don't like him. He's not around to be liked, and not everybody is going to be liked. Not all. And look at us. As simple people as we are, we don't hold that high office. We don't hold a public office of any sort. And you look at all the defamation that goes on out there, everybody is at everybody's throat. Everybody's just flinging mud as much as they can to distract us and make us go in the direction they want us to go. So I'm just saying we need to refocus, shake it all off, and look at policies. Look at how our lives have changed from one administration to the other, and then decide which way we wanted to go from this point on, and then make that vote. And we can make a difference. Even here where I'm at, Brian Jack was endorsed for Congress here, and he's in a runoff now again. And even if people say, oh, that's a little shady, and the whole thing that went on about shady and the voting and all that stuff, we still have to do it. We still should do it. We don't give up. Even if you think he should have won, or in other states, the person that you think should have won and they didn't win, and you think things are going on and it's shady, we don't know that for sure. Our job is just to take action, do what we're supposed to do, and we'll all see the outcome, won't we, together. I just think that it's really time for everybody to pull together, and whether people want to donate to different people for the events they have or the things they do, that's their choice. We just got to stop beating each other up so much and being so critical, because nobody's been right. Nobody said this is going to happen on this day, and it happened. We are still in that vague assumption. We are still in some kind of false hope here and there. And that's not going to get us anywhere. It hasn't gotten us anywhere, but frustration a lot. People, friendships breaking up, relationships breaking up because we don't believe the way somebody else believes. Isn't that though what we're fighting for, is the freedom to choose and the freedom of belief and to be able to have a conversation? And I think that if you live here in this country, you should be fighting for this country with your voice, with your votes, with taking action, because it is in danger. It is in danger, and it is not good what is out there. I don't know anybody that can stand up and proudly say, yeah, this is America is great, and we love what's going on and been going on the last 4 years. My life and my family's life so much better. And I don't even need to go into the details of it all, because it's been thrown down our throats and thrown into our faces for years now. And there's no more excuses. I think that we're in the last fight here, and we have to stay strong to the end. And like I said, that means taking some time off and coming back, so be it. But we should just be, like I said, try to have conversations and go back to understanding and relationships and communication, and not hold people and say, well, like Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene both have bad past, apparently, for different reasons. Marjorie with the stock market, Matt with some things that were thrown at him. But in reality, you can throw anything at anybody. What I'm saying is we need to pay attention to the actions that these people are taking now, not what happened in their past years and years ago, because we sure know we don't want people digging up our past. And we may have changed and made amends for our past as well. We have to give that grace. We have to move forward in something, because there's not one person out there that's perfect. There's not one person out there that's going to fit your box and check off every single thing in the box and the list checklist that you have. But when you look at the temperament of this country, and if you stand for God, freedom, country, then I think that the decision is pretty clear. And like I said, with Trump, he goes out there and it's exciting. He's a president that can go through what he's gone through, yet go to an event and still be happy, yet go to a local business and have conversation with the normal people. I don't see the current president doing that, and I don't see anybody out there that can do that either, that is doing that. You have a lot of these people, like I said, that have flip-flopped around, and we have to look at these people with a clear lens of the actions that they're taking and not the words that they're saying. Because like I said, in my opinion, Johnson has been a big letdown. I had a lot of hope for him, but he's, it's all this time in, and I agree with Steve Bannon. Where's the subpoenas? Where's the accountability? Trump got a lot done in 4 years, even being attacked like he was. So I don't think there's any excuses anymore. These representatives, these people that hold office, if they want to keep their office and their jobs, they should have been taking action, hard action. They should be out there in the forefront speaking truth. I don't care if it's muddy and ugly. I don't care if you tried and it didn't work out. You got to at least tell us you tried and give us the details, because transparency is what everybody's looking for. And it seems like a lot of them are pulling back and, doing these behind the scenes dealings or just being complacent with things, whatever it may be. And it's not a good thing. So I just wanted to get on and say that real quick and talk to you guys real quick about that, because it's been a while. Like I said, it was mostly spurred by Trump being on TikTok and gaining so many followers right away. And I think it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And I think it's interesting that he did that with Dana White at the UFC fight. They made a video together and Dana introduced him onto TikTok. It's pretty interesting. We'll have to see what happens from here on out on that. But anytime Trump joins anything, it's always kind of interesting. He kind of makes things a little more exciting. So have a good rest of your Sunday, you guys. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks to you that'll stop in later. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.